Hello everyone. Can you guys hear me? Just put in the chat one if you can hear me. Amazing, amazing to see a lot of familiar faces. Just put a one in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Great. So this is one of our, this is actually our 119th community meetup that we are doing. What I thought of doing in this community meetup, as we are doing the challenge and we are working with a lot of people who are interested. So we thought of doing a live masterclass about one topic that I'm really passionate about. So we'll have this amazing session. So a few rules. There are a lot of people. We are streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, as well as on Twitter. So I'd request people to just go and check there and just message me if you're able to look at me as well there. So people who are in Zoom, thank you very much for joining again. I can see a lot of familiar faces. And on Twitter as well as on Instagram and other platforms, please put your questions on the chat. The team is monitoring all the questions, and there is a Slido link. What we are doing right now, and I request people to put their name and ask your specific question to the challenge and what is happening. And we will keep this very friendly and informative. We all are here to learn some new topics. So, and we are spending our Saturday afternoon here to learn from the community members. So let me just share my screen here. Just put a one if you guys can see my screen. Just put one in the chat if you can quickly see my screen. Yeah, and chat is something that I'm going to look at very often. So please use that for interaction. One thing, if you can switch on your cameras, it will be amazing. The chat is active. You keep the chat going. But there is an option, if you can see, there is an option that you click on the chat. You can switch off the chat preview. If you want to focus on the session and don't want to just get bothered by the chat, you can uncheck the chat previews, and whenever you have any specific question or I ask your feedback, then you go to the chat and type one or yes or whatever is there. Raise your hands in the end. We will take the Q&As in the end. I want to go through a story, and I want to go through this story as well. And people who are on LinkedIn as well as on other platforms, there is going to be a slight delay, so be patient. We will answer you. Just put in the question in the chat, and the team is actively monitoring that. So today we are going to talk about RAG, and this is a lot of people tell me that, Mohammed, why are you talking about RAG, retrieval augmented generation? For people, I just want to know in the chat, how many of you guys have heard about RAG before coming to the session? Just put one. If not, just put zero, so I can get an idea from the community, and then I can go a little bit deeper if a lot of people have not heard about it. So a lot of people have heard about it. So RAG, so people who have not heard about it, I will talk a little bit about it in details. But right now, what is happening, a lot of companies and individuals and on social media, they are talking about agentic AI. So they are talking about agentic AI specifically. So why is not that so important for enterprises right now? It is good. It does a lot of amazing things. It does a lot of good social media stuffs, creating amazing videos. But for a business, for an enterprise, you need to have value. You need to have cost savings. You need to have accuracy improvements. You need to be flexible, wherein you can put something on the platform. You can do some compliance things that are there. You everything is important, and that is the reason why we have something called as a retrieval augmented generation, which we will talk a little bit about it, especially in enterprise, because all of here today in the call, and today's session of today's call is about enterprise. So this is a very important concept that all of you need to understand, that companies don't pay for fancy stuffs unless it is marketing. For core business, they use something that works, and retrieval augmented generation works very well for them. You can see the adoption trend in the last few years. It has gone up to 85% of the Fortune 500 companies are using this in some sort of the form of the other. I will quickly show you one chart, right? All of us are using. Let me just show you this chart, and then I will go further into this. I wanted everyone to show you this chart. We have done this workshop. We have done this workshop in the last few weeks. How many of you are part of this workshop where we took a use case about telco? We took a use case about a telco company and how they are using RAG and other enterprise architecture to give value. Just put one in the chat if you have heard that or you were part of that. So I just want to give you a little bit reference to this architecture and then talk the importance about retrieval augmented generation, and then give you why are we doing all this, why are we giving so much importance to this topic, and we have kept a special masterclass just for this particular topic that is there. So some of you were part of it. So it's the end of the day, in this enterprise architecture, can you tell me what is the most important part? What is the most important part of this whole architecture? So some people are telling in the chat LLMs. It is okay. Any other options? What do you think is one of the most important aspects in this whole architecture for any company? Just yeah. So people who have attended before, they understand data sources. Someone is telling RAG. Someone is telling users. So end of the day, it is data sources, because that is the unique data that people have. But how to connect that data source to your whole architecture, that is when retrieval augmented generation comes into the picture. Why can't we just use an LLM? Why can't we just use a large language model here? Right now, I will go a little bit now deeper. Why can't we use LLM, large language model, as a knowledge source? Anyone can tell in the chat LLM as a knowledge source. Why can't we use only LLMs in that whole architecture? So it's going to be like a revision for you as well. Amazing. So Kuldeep is telling LLMs don't understand context. Kuldeep, sorry for who's that? So Sushantanu Agarwal. Okay, amazing. So what happens? LLM as a language source, a lot of issues happen. So LLM has a limitation. All of us think that large language models are like amazing. They are like magic. You put your garbage, you get gold out of it. That is not the case. LLMs are very good. They have capabilities. I'm no doubt telling that LLMs are not bad. They have been a revolution in whatever we are doing right now. But we all of us need to understand their capabilities as well as some limitations. LLMs are very good for understanding, reasoning, generation, as well as the fourth one is translating text. You can write any wrong spelling, you can write any specific language. They try to understand these things. They are very good in language capability because they have been trained on the full internet. All of you know that we have done multiple sessions that are there about this. Also in AI residency, we cover a whole program regarding that particular concept. The second thing is that knowledge capability. It is very good in question answering and knowledge distillation. Why? Because it is the Wikipedia of the internet. Every information is there on Wikipedia, is there on the LLM. No one can compete with foundational knowledge with the LLMs. They know everything except the latest things that are there. For that, we will talk about it later. So these two things are very good in language capability as well as knowledge capability. Now coming to the shortcomings. If we want it, as I told you, it knows amazing knowledge. It has of previous knowledge, foundational knowledge, but anything that is latest, there are some shortcomings if you want to use LLM in this architecture that I showed you in the slide. The first is, as one of you can, before I go to the limitations, can people tell me what are some of the main limitations of LLM, the shortcomings that are there, that we cannot use LLM, especially in the enterprise setup that I showed you? Some of you have already told that, but there is a technical term that I want all of us to know about that. Yes, so thank you, Kuldeep. So people who are attending our sessions regularly know about this. So thank you, Kuldeep, for confirming. It is knowledge cutoff date. Anyone can give me an idea what is the knowledge cutoff date of the current chat GPT that we are using, the OpenAI major models that are there? Yes, thank you, Bharat. Bharat is mentioning it is around 2024, approximately that date. Approximately, it is in October 2024. Till then, the LLM has lot of information and it does very well. Thank you for confirming. The problem is, if you ask any recent question to the large language model, it still gives us an answer. Like we were just testing it out on the chat in our AI residency. Some of you who are part of it, we were asking it about AI iPhone 17. When is the iPhone 17 getting launched and what is the price? It gave us an answer and we were like shocked. It was just from the LLM. It gave us an answer that looked like amazingly correct. It also told us the approximately the correct date. It was not exactly that date, but it was around that date. But the way it answered, anyone who does not know about these interdependencies and the knowledge would have believed that chat gpt or whatever AI tool is giving us the correct answer. But anyone wants to tell us why this happens? And this is one of the biggest problems that every lot of people face, especially enterprises as well. They don't understand the working of these technologies. And LLMs that giving this answer, they should first of all not give such answers, but they actually give it. Anyone can tell us why? We have discussed this in our AI residency cohorts. If someone of you are part of the previous cohort or someone has heard about this, just put in the chat. Why do you feel this happens? Why does AI answer us and it looks real? And that is dangerous because people are trusting these AI tools for information, but it is giving us an answer which is not correct, and the word is hallucination, which is one of the biggest risks in the terms, especially nowadays. As of now, I speak because all of you who are part of this session, who is part of the community, I have multiple times told you guys, and now it is in your brain that this is happening. But I am telling you, 95% of the people I talk to outside, they don't know about these facts. So you guys who are listening to me on Zoom and the social media platform are still in the top 5% in the AI correct knowledge that is there. So this is something that is a very thankful for all of you to be part of these initiatives that are there. So one of this is this: they can only answer the questions that they are trained off with a proper cutoff. Answers may not be current, but it may look like it is correct, which is very, very dangerous. And the third thing that is big concern, especially for data scientists like us, is this part. Because end of the day, a lot of people are seeing content that is online, which is wrong. It can be fake, it can be something that is wrong, something that people believe, which is a big danger for the society as well. So these things are very important. LLMs can't be used for these specific things, and this is one of the most important things, especially for today's session, because we are talking about enterprise. All of you here are working if in companies. Those companies have some confidential data or enterprise data that is not available on public. So as a company, from suppose I'm working in DU or Etisalat or specific company in this region, and if I want answers from that company itself, no LLM will be able to give it. They may give you an answer that may hallucinate or may not be current or may not be wrong. But if a company wants to build something and they just use the power of an LLM and they don't connect it to their enterprise data, then everything that we are speaking is useless. So that is the reason why LLMs cannot be independently used and they have a lot of shortcomings. That is the reason why also the last part is uh, building custom LLMs and fine tuning with organizational data. This is a step that some of the companies started taking. Like we had a company, Bloomberg GPT, who tried to create everything by itself. It was very expensive and failed project. But this is an option that some companies are trying to do: create their own custom LLMs and fine tune it. There is a big cost involved, and it is not that efficient as well, because you cannot keep fine tuning your large language model every day or every hour. New data is coming in. So this is a big issue that is always there. So now coming to all this, to solve all these problems that I told you in very short, we have an amazing concept. You will not see the social media, the LinkedIn, any platform talking about this. It came, it went. Everyone right now, every student that comes to me, even in AI residency, they ask me, Mohammed, agentic AI, teach me agentic AI, teach me A to A, ABC, A to D. They are tell all these things to me. I tell them that I just listen to them patiently and tell, very good, these concepts will come. We will have all A to B, A to C, all these new acronyms, new things will come. But what value is it giving to organizations? Because all of you are learning so that you can use this knowledge in your work, in your business, to get some return. I am not doing sessions for the quick fix, earning money, or the the lot of ads that keep coming on social media and on Instagram. Learn, do this workshop and earn immediately $5,000. Quick hacks. We are not doing this. If you know my background, many of you are following me on social media and on this channel. They know that I go foundation. I talk facts. That's the reason why I am boring. That is the reason why lot less people attend this call. If the today's same topic was, if I had mentioned agentic AI, MCP A2A, we would have hundreds of people registered. But this topic, I hope all of you understand the importance of this topic. This is very, very important concept. And that's the reason why I'm doing repetitive workshops on this, that before you even go to agentic AI, all this A to B, A to C's and all this BS that is coming by the influencers, please give time and get this concept. So RAG is retrieval augmented generation. In our AI residency program, we are giving up to 3 to 4 sessions, especially on this, because this is a very important concept. And as I told you, if you don't have this concept integrated in your enterprise, then only other things will be built upon this. First step is to get your RAG workflow working, where you have three things. You have retrieval, augmented, and generation, and these three things come together, and we will discuss about this in detail. So just put one if all of you now understand that the importance that you need to spend first in understanding RAG, and then you go to any other A to C, A to B, A to X, whatever it is later. Just put a one in the chat. Thanks. I can see a lot of people on LinkedIn agreeing with me, some of them not agreeing, but this is my point of view. So thank you for being an amazing audience. So what is an RAG? End of the day, this is the theoretical knowledge. RAG is more about, it's a framework where you connect your knowledge to the LLM. LLM is still an important core, and I will show you, because LLM does the inferencing and the other concepts that are there. But you connect your LLM to your data. See, I'll tell you, these technologies are available to everyone. Everyone, even OpenAI, Microsoft, or any small company, they have access to latest LLMs. The differentiator of Google, Facebook, Microsoft, why they are so powerful? Can anyone tell me in the chat why these big tech companies or these companies are using this technology very well? What is the one differentiating factor that all of us don't have? Just put in the chat. Amazing, 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 amazing. So a lot of people in the chat, on LinkedIn, a lot of people are telling the yes. Thank you, Surya, for confirming. Anyone on Zoom? Barry is saying they have big computers and data centers. Yes, they have money. I agree that they have a lot of money. But one thing that is actually the most biggest differentiator of all these big tech or companies, or who are taking the most advantage of these AI technologies, one thing that, and some of you already know about it because I keep talking about it, and it is also there in our community name. It is also there in our company and community name as well. What is the one biggest differentiator that big companies, why does Google, Facebook, and all these platforms give you free access? Data. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Hifzan and Ramant, for getting that. Because you are the product. You are using Google, you are using Meta, your behavior becomes data, and they are using that data. If you believe which is the most powerful company right now in the form of technologies, especially AI and generative AI, is Google. Because Google has the most amount of data of any users that is there in the platform. After that, you have other platforms like Meta and TikTok and other ones, Microsoft. But Google is it is slow. I believe Google is not innovating enough, but it is taking very, very small steps because Google has a credibility. It has a credibility. Every one of you here trust Google. If you go to Google, when you type something in the chat, all of you trust, but no one trusts. Some of us all trust ChatGPT, but the people who have knowledge, they don't trust ChatGPT immediately. So that is the thing that we will talk about as well. So what are some of the RAG features? RAG features are, the best feature is the first one, as I told you, it solves all the company problems because of this one reason. You can connect it to your enterprise and confidential data sources. Dot. This is for companies, any company. If it can be an SME, it can be a small company, it can be a startup. If you give any company this feature, you can use any large language model, DeepSeek, you can use Meta, does not matter so much. From where is it getting the answers? From where is it getting the source? Should be your source. You should control it. And I'll tell you a story, and I tell this to everyone, and it may be a repeat, but it is very important because I do advisory. A lot of companies come out to me, Mohammed, our chatbots, our applications are not doing well. Why don't you use MCP, A2C, B2C, and all these technologies, agentic frameworks, and fix it? I patiently listen to them, and I go back and look into their systems. You know what is the biggest problem in their systems? Anyone in the chat can tell me, and I have repeated the story multiple times. It is the problem that the source that they are connected to, even if they are using RAG, the source that they are connected to is not clean. They have duplicate records. Like suppose they have two policies that are there, and if you don't keep your data sources even clean, you may not get a proper response because of the contradicting information. However powerful your system is, however big LLM you're using, however big agentic AI framework that you're using, if your data is garbage in your enterprise, that is where 80-90% of the discussions come into the picture. Then they tell me, Mohammed, don't look at my data. They say don't look at our data, we cannot share you much information. We need to have an NDA, you need to have this, that, you need to. So they give that excuses to me that I cannot see all the data sources. And then I politely tell them, if you don't show me the data, if you don't show me the whole architecture, then it's very tough for me to give you a solution. But my only advice is, get someone to look at this data, structure it, catalog it properly, because there are multiple data sources and data in different data formats. End of the day, how well you are organized as a company, how well you're structured, how well you archive, that is what AWS, Google, Meta, they were doing this 25 years back. I worked, as all of you know, I have 21 years experience. I've worked in these big companies, and we used to give so much data importance to data governance, data backups, quarterly folders, monthly folders, weekly folders. My 80% of my time used to go in all this data structuring, cleaning, cataloging, documentation. Now all of you understand the power of it. Any new company that is coming now and they want to do all this, it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes knowledge to implement these governance structure. End of the day, boring things pay. Boring things that we do regularly, they add up and then they give value, not the new stuffs that are happening. So this is something that I tell people: curate and prune data to ensure up to date. And this comes with mostly governance. There is no other solution. So that is the reason why many of my AI advisory services, because I am not a hungry consultant who keeps selling. A lot of people in this region, they will keep selling you agentic AI, M2, MCP, and all these solutions. And if people know me, I'm not here to make these type of money. I give correct knowledge. It can be to students who are part of our residency, AI advisors who are ready to pay a lot of money. But my nature is, that's the reason why I'm doing this full time. I'm doing decoding data science full time because I want to have the independence and the freedom to tell what is the real thing, and not hiding behind making money, making business, doing sort of false marketing, then that is something that is a choice. And I thank you all for your support as well. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Patricia, and everyone for the support. Amazing. Now, using semantic and hybrid search to answer your queries. So this is a technology that we are going to look at, how you can customize the semantic and hybrid search. We will do all those things as well in the coming. I will show you a quick background as well. Just put everyone, if all of you get an idea about the importance of RAG features and my message to all of you here in the community. Amazing, amazing. I can see a lot of people giving here. Let me just put everyone who's putting on the chat, I request you to go back to the Slido link and please put your questions. I will look at it in the end. I hope that is good. I want to focus on our presentation because we have a lot of amazing things to cover. Just put one in the chat if I can move to the next PowerPoint, the next slide for all of you. Amazing, amazing. I see a lot of people joining from LinkedIn, YouTube. Thank you everyone for your patience, and please put in your questions. Someone in the chat, can you guys put the Slido link on LinkedIn? Someone is asking. I don't want to, I just want to continue this as well. So this is something that we will be one of the also good features about this is, you can use any LLM. You can use out of the box LLM. You can use to reduce the cost. You don't need to use big LLMs, and that is the reason why in our challenge also I was telling, especially for AI residents, that for small use cases you don't need to use a 70 billion parameter. You can go with 9 billion parameter model as well, because end of the day, how you use the LLM, you need to pay for it as well. So costing analysis is also something that is very, very important, that is there. So amazing. Thank you everyone for this. Now we will move to the, I already showed you this architecture. Now you will make sense of this architecture. End of this day, RAG, LLM alone will not be able to work. You need to have an RAG which is connected to a vector database, and I will talk a little bit about it as well. And the data sources gets plugged into this for creating the vector database as well. So this is a very high level architecture that we have, and we will be just going a little bit deeper. Cool. So thank you. So for the questions are there, some people are asking on YouTube the Slido link. I will share, the team will share the Slido link in some time. So you can put all your questions there and we will take it on the end as well. Now, this is the, if I can just summarize till now, why we are using RAG. 4 limitations mainly: knowledge cutoff, no citation, incorrect data, and this last one is limited context window. Some of you told that answer this when in the chat later, but anyone wants to tell me what we mean by limited context window? Amazing. Anyone in the chat, what do you mean by limited context window? If suppose you are asking a question about Harry Potter, you cannot put the entire Harry Potter book inside the context. And what is the context? The window that you are asking ChatGPT, any specific questions that is there. So that is what is a context window. So end of the day, you have 32,000 context window, and there is a big debate about, if you are putting a lot of context, the LLM gets lost as well. If you put more than 32,000 tokens or words inside a chat prompt, the LLM gets lost. So that's a separate factor we will discuss in our AI residency master classes that are there, but these are some of the limitations that are there. Now coming to this is what I want to say. When we are writing a prompt, when we are writing a specific prompt to ChatGPT or any AI tool, or even writing the program, we can solve some of the limitation of these things that are there, but you have a limitation of the context. You cannot put all the context. If it is something very small, you can put a small context, but if it is something big, you cannot do that. So this is the prompt concept. We have discussed this in details. I will quickly move to this slide because we cover all these things in detail in 3 to 4 master classes in AI residency. But this is like a big overview for all of you. And if you guys are interested to join the new cohort, all of you know where to go. In the cohort, we go into deep foundations of every topic and why we are doing this step by step. So this is one of the important topics that we discuss. And whatever I'm telling you, I'm trying to summarize it in this quick session. My main focus was to tell you the why you need to learn about RAG, and I will briefly talk about why RAG, and then we will be opening the floor for questions. Right. So this is the very basic foundations of a RAG architecture. If you can see, this is how a RAG looks like. So this is something you need to work on your data. You have to spend a lot of time and effort to make sure your data is proper. You can take any type of data that is available. Then you need to have, this is your vector embedding. Any people remember any vector embedding that is there? Anyone, if you in our last sessions, or can anyone name us any vector embeddings of or vector databases that we have talked about in previous master classes that are there? Vector data. So there is a vector. Okay, so we will talk a little bit about it. There are two things that are here. There are two things that are here. Let me just connect my pen, and then let me just write it for all of you. Just put one in the chat if you guys are enjoying the session. And just put, someone help me to put the Slido link on the social media. It will be very helpful because I want to focus on this session. Just anyone can put the Slido link because I don't want to take away time from this session and I want to focus on this. So people who are listening to on YouTube, make sure you join the community on decodingdatascience.com and come to our Zoom calls. So you will have more interaction with me as well. Cool. So there are two things, embeddings. We have embeddings. Everyone, embeddings. This is when we convert text to numbers. When we convert text to numbers. And then these numbers, they are stored in a database. That database is called a vector database. And most of you told me the examples of vector databases that are there. There are many embeddings that are available. So both are different. This is the one thing that all of you should know, and this is the second. There are a lot of embeddings available, but the biggest and the best embedding that we use in AI residency, and I have given you the reason as well, is OpenAI embedding. This is the, because what OpenAI has done, and all of you know here on the call who are listening to social media, I have huge respect for Sam Altman, Ilya, the guys who built OpenAI. OpenAI, all of you just know it after ChatGPT. That is on 2022 November when it was launched. But they were working 6 years before. Ilya and Jeffrey Helton's students who has built this, they were working on this for the last 6 years. They had collected so many data, they have collected so many, they did so many embeddings, they created AlexNet, they created so many technologies that are there. So OpenAI, I will tell you, is an amazing research company. I really love it. Right now they are have the day they have become a business, they have changed a lot of things. But till then, till it was a non-profit and a research organization till November 2022, they did amazing work. They have created the biggest embedding models in image, in text, because they were very much focused on research and giving back to the community. Now it is a completely different ball game. Now it is all about profits. So I will not comment on the development right now, but OpenAI is still, they have the power of previous data, they have the power of all those things, and they are not sharing it publicly as well. So OpenAI embeddings that are there, that we are using, text embeddings, is under the still under the API. You need to use an API key to get that. And lot of students, I do master classes, they say, Mohammed, is there not any other open source embedding model that you can suggest? There are, I will not lie to you, there are. But there is nothing as compared to OpenAI. The level of accuracy, the level of data, the level of information that OpenAI has collected, and that is the reason why every company, even though they are doing something on their own, they are still relying on OpenAI embedding that is there, and it will take some time. Google is working on their own embedding model, but till now, as of today, as of 4th October 2025, with my research, there might be something new from China, I'm not sure, but in my experience, this is why we have to have an API key. Even though we can use any other LLMs, if we have to use any LLMs, like here, if you can see, you can use any LLM. You can use Meta, you can use DeepSeek. These all are doing a good job. But when it comes to embedding, I still tell this. There is a lot of reasons for that. Maybe in the next session, I will talk more about this. But this is, if you want a good use case, you need to use an OpenAI embedding. API keys are not, it's not expensive. You can just put $5 in your account and you can use it for the next 1 or 2 months easily. So it is not that expensive, but you need to have a text embedding from that. Vector databases that I have used more than 10 vector databases, but the one that I use mainly in our residency is Pinecone. We used FAISS in our workshop last week when we did a multimodal RAG. So there are many like this. Pinecone is very easy to start with. We have FIAS and we have a lot of these things. So now when a user, like when I suppose I have created a Python bot. So I'll give you a simple example because this is what we do in our AI residency. We have a Python chat bot. So we have uploaded a book here called Real PDF. This is a Python book that I want a student, he's a learner, he's a learner who wants to learn about Python, but from a specific book. So he will ask a specific question like what is tuple. The answer is not going to go to the LLM. If I ask this question, what is, I'm just giving a very simple examples, but it's very important for all of you to know. It is going to go to this document that is embedded. So the numbers that are there, it is going to select the relevant data. Suppose I give top K, that is the similarity search, harmony search I want as 3. They are going to give me 3 sections of this particular thing. When I say 3, like where tuples are mentioned, 1, 2, 3, depending upon the similarity search. Anyone in the chat, can you give me some examples of similarity search? What are some of the similarity search techniques that we use? Some of you, if you remember. I know I'm going too technical. I'm sorry for that. If I'm going too technical, if anyone has any specific questions, please put on the chat. There is cosine is one of them, but the most used one is Euclidean distance that we use. Euclidean distance, because this is one of the most accurate ones and the most simplest to calculate. Like suppose there are 2 points, we just want to calculate the distance between these 2 points. So suppose this is the 2 points, so we need to calculate this distance between these points. So this is the distance that we calculate. Sorry for this too much. I'm writing in pen here, but I hope you get the picture here. Okay, so Euclidean distance is there, that calculates the distance between these points, and then we get the relevant data, we get the prompt. Anyone can tell me what is this prompt here? If anyone wants, who is part of our cohort, maybe the current cohort can also answer me this. When I say prompt, what does it mean? Someone on LinkedIn is telling this. Let me just, I will just take a, amazing. I will just yeah, put in the chat, just put in the chat what it means. Yeah, a lot of questions are coming on LinkedIn. So guys, yeah, thank you for joining in. If you have any questions, please let me know, and we are going step by step and we'll try to answer all your questions. So the prompt that I'm talking about is system prompt. When I talk about prompt, if remember the people who are part of the cohort, Himanshu, Barry, and Kuldeep, Krishna, when I say prompt, I tell the persona. When I say persona, like what am I? I am a Python chatbot that only answers Python related questions that are there. So these are something that is there in the prompt. When I talk about prompt, It is the system prompt. Everyone, and this is a very, very important part that we also need to learn while we are building these applications. System prompt is there. Then we have the context data. We have the query. The query is what is tuple. This is the query, everyone. What is tuple? And then the relevant data is this. These three things. The 1, 2, and 3 that we have got from this document. Just put 1 if everyone is clear between these three things that I was mentioning. The prompt, which is the system prompt, the query, and the relevant data that comes from the document. This goes to the large language model. It can be any large language model, and then it does the so till now, till this is the retrieval part. This is the retrieval part. Let me clean this. I know too much writing. This is the augmentation part. This is the augmentation part. Okay, and this is the generation part. Okay, just put 1 in the chat. I will just try to clean my pen as well, and then try to just put 1 in the chat if you guys have an idea, and then I will tell you the differences between this as well. So let me just clean this part. So now what we just summarized is, I will write again. So every one of you can take a photo as well, and I will add, this is retrieval. This part is augmentation, and this part is generation. And this, all these things are plus A plus G is equal to magic. Okay, everyone, just put 1 in the chat now if everyone is able to understand this specific concept. Now what we will do is amazing. Thank you for confirming. Now this is very clear. Now at least all of you who are going in from this class at least will get this importance and focus on foundations and not go for hypes that are there. Okay, and this is very, very important. So there are a lot of things that happen in retrieval. I just showed you a very broad view, but if you want to go a little bit deeper, this is what happens, right? First is the retrieval part, wherein you are doing chunking, you are doing specific things that are there. I will just take 1 second from all of you. I will give you guys 1 minute to put in your questions on Slido. I want questions because a lot of people are putting things on the chat, and as I told you, I cannot answer all the questions. So that is the reason why we created a Slido link. Let me just share the Slido link to all of you here, and please put your name and be positive. Be positive. Last time we had very negative this thing in the community. I don't want to do that because all of you here are copy the joining link. Okay, and I'm putting this here in the chat. You have any questions regarding today's topic, regarding AI residency, regarding our community, regarding our initiatives, please put it on the chat. I've also put it on the social media, on our LinkedIn and on our other platforms that are there. You can have a look as well. And amazing. Okay, cool. So now moving to the next part is, let me just close the timer, and we will be sharing our screen. So just put 1 in the chat if you guys are enjoying the session so far. Is it too boring? I want to try to make it as exciting as possible. Someone mentioned today in the morning that if it is a repeat session, please let me know. I say every session is a learning. The more you join the session, the more you learn, because that is how world is, right? It is nothing is a repeat. What makes you an expert, what makes all of you is an expert, is to do the same things again and again. I call it the mastery cycle. What is the mastery cycle? Because all of us here, every one of you today, what I'm telling you, all of you might have heard about it. I'm not telling you something very rocket science. It's there, everyone knows about it. But what makes all of you unique, what makes this unique, and what makes our residents and our community members who are serious unique, is to do the same thing again and again. And that is what is the mastery cycle. That is what I tell. Even though the topics are repetitive, keep listening, keep implementing, keep documenting it, and then you will be able to work on it. So don't worry about any repeat. Everything you learn, you need to keep doing it again and again. I am doing the same master classes not only for our AI residents, I do it for corporates, for schools, for workshops. I am repeating the same topic 100 times. So for me, it's still it looks a little bit challenging sometimes. But I really love your questions. That is the reason why I like Slido. Some people, especially the younger generation, the questions that they ask, it makes me as well think in a different tangent and try to answer it to people who are against these technologies, people who are against AI, who are against learning, who are against doing all these things that are there. So it's a very healthy conversation for me to go forward. So now coming to this, end of the day, we have document ingestion phase, wherein the documents that are there, the retrieval part that we do happens here. So this is the part where the most of the work happens. There are a lot of packages that we are there. Anyone can tell me a SDK or framework that we are using to do RAG? We have discussed this in couple of master classes in our programs as well. So this is a retrieval part mainly. If you can see, this is your one of the most important retrieval part. Any type of document that is there, anyone can tell me one of the retrieval techniques that we have used in our platform. So okay, my first question is, before I move to the next one, can anyone tell me an SDK as or a framework that we have done? Yes, Himanshu is telling correct. It is not. It is Llama Index. So Llama Index is something that we have discussed multiple times. LangChain also is one of the SDKs that we can use, but Llama Index is specially designed for RAG. Today we will talk a little bit about this as well in couple of minutes. So anyone can tell me, Kuldeep, or in the last who attended the last master classes, what is one of the retrieval techniques that we have used? Anyone in the chat on LinkedIn? How are we reading the documents? How are we reading the documents? How are we reading the text that is there? Let me just put my charger. Anyone? Himanshu, Kuldeep, who attended the last? This is the framework. But if you guys remember, how many of you remember this? There is something called a simple directory reader. So this is one of the retrieval techniques we use, wherein we put any document like that is there, and this particular package, it is able to read these documents. It is able to split it. It is able to split the document into different chunks. It is till here it is able to do that space. Then we introduce an embedding model. Everyone knows the embedding model that we introduced, OpenAI embedding model, to do this. And Pinecone is where we save it. And then we have the query part. Like we ask a question, what is RAG? So this, when a question is being asked, like what is RAG, the first thing that happens is the query is embedded, right? Because you end of the day, the question is coming in an English language, it has to be converted into numbers like this. Then we have a similarity search. Someone told cosine, we have Euclidean distance. According to the similarity search, suppose we put k is equal to 3, we get 3 chunks, 1, 2, and 3. All 3 go to the augmented text, the augmentation that happens, what I showed you in the previous diagram. And then we have the generation phase. So this is mostly the R, this is the A phase, there is a G phase. This is what the LLM does. The large language model, it can be anything. And then it does the response. Just put one in the chat if you get the whole idea in from a bird eye view of how things work. And I told you every package also that we are using. We are using Simply Directory Reader, OpenAI embedding, Pinecone vector databases. We are using OpenAI LLM, putting everything together and building an amazing solution. Thank you, thank you, thank you everyone for confirming. Let me just clear this pen and then we'll directly move to the next one. So I hope you guys are enjoying the session. It took me a lot of time to prepare for this session, so I request you guys are enjoying it and are able to make value out of this session. And if you really want to get into details, if anyone is really serious about learning AI, select a mentor who talks foundations and not hype. So if you want to select me, you're welcome to do that. But even if you select anyone else, look at people who talk the foundation things, that the basic things that are there, because that is important. Don't go for this innate and this AI agents. There are a lot of workshops and masterclasses that keep happening outside, which you feel that is just over. They just talk about the hype things. The problem in hype things is the hype will change. Right now we have X, tomorrow we'll have Y, then so after next year we'll have Z. So that you will get, that's the reason why 80% of the people who come back to me in our AI residency program, they have tried everything outside. They have gone through Udemy courses, they have seen the internet, they have researched. Then they say that, Mohammed, I am lost. I need someone to guide me, someone to hold me in my hand from step A to the step B properly without much of distractions. And that is what I try to do. So thank you everyone for all your support in keeping this going. So this is something that I also show, this very simple diagram to simplify whatever we suggested. As a user, you very ask a very specific question. It is very direct. So you ask a question, you don't ask the question to the database. You ask the question, that question goes to the index, then the index come back. This is the same thing that we have discussed. This is a very simplified diagram about this, the whole thing that we discussed in the last few slides. Just put 1 if everyone is okay with this diagram. If put 0 if you want me to explain this, if 1 if you're okay, and I can directly move to the coding part. Coding part is the easy part. Coding part is one of the most easy part, because the code is written, you just need to add your OpenAI key and run it. The most important part is to understand why, how, and what are the things that are happening. But anyways, I will be doing that as well in couple of minutes. That is there. Cool. Thank you very much. This when someone wants to go a little deeper in what is actually embedding, I already showed you about this. It is a conversion of vector dimension. Can anyone tell me, if you remember, what is the dimension of OpenAI embedding that we use for our projects? Anyone remembers, who have been attending our workshops that are there? I can see Arbab, one of my close friends. He is joining from LinkedIn. Thank you, Arbab, for joining in and sharing your thoughts. So, anyone remembers the dimension? So, end of the day, the number of dimensions in the vector embedding that we are using is, some of you will be surprised. You can't even imagine how big it is, because human eye, right now, all of us are seeing a this is a we all of us are logging in for computer, which is a 2D image, so we can easily visualize 3D image. But OpenAI has 1536 dimension. So the numbers, like every vector that is there has something like, it goes on like this up to 1536 times. So this is like, you can't even imagine with human eye how it is. There are visualizations, there are simulators to do that. One of the simulators that is there, all of you can go to this link, projector.tensorflow.org. This is an open source which is showing up to 200 dimensions. So you can see how these things are working. If you can see, these are the two major distances that are there, cosine and Euclidean, and you can explore these things that are there. Not 300, 1536, Bala. Yeah, thank you for confirming. Yeah, thank you, Ahmad, thank you. This thing. Now, what we are going to do is, now we are going to do a simple, because we have been doing a lot of talking. Now, what we will do is, how we can run RAG in just 5 lines of code. This is the starting point. You can go deeper later. So this is the code, and we will try to run this as well in a couple of minutes. This is the first part, is loading the document. As all of you can see, first part is this is the loading the document part. And as I told you, we are using simple directory reader. In this data, you can put any specific document that you want, and you can do this. This is the retrieval part that is there. Then this particular thing, chunking happens automatically, chunking the data. For converting it into vector embeddings, I am using index dot vector store index. This is by default llama, and we are using llama index here, by the way. This is one of the SDKs that we are using for today's use case. Llama index already has by default OpenAI embedding. You just need to put the OpenAI key. You put your OpenAI key, you will be able to access their embedding model and the LLM. So you don't need to even define that. So it has made it so easy for you. So it is doing the indexing. This is the query engine part. And then the document that is there, if you ask any specific question about the document, it will give you a response. So the document that I'm going to use is, I'm going to use a Paul Graham, one of my mentors, his biography, and I'm going to try to ask them the specific question that is there. Right. So we'll go to the coding part in couple of minutes, but this is what we are going to do. As some of you have already done this, is very good, but we'll try to, for the people who are doing it first time, I will just show you and I will talk a little bit more about the details that are there in a couple of minutes that are there. So what I'm going to do right now is just put one if everyone understood the structure of the code and what we're going to try to do. And we'll try to do this as well, and then we'll try to take a couple of questions that are there from the community. Yes, because now I will take, I don't want to, there are a lot of questions that are coming in. Some people are asking me questions about when to use RAG versus when to use fine tuning. I will come to all the questions, but right now for this part, who people who are new, who are attending for the first time, who are part of the challenge, please just put one if I was able to give you a brief idea about this topic, and then we will be giving you guys a 5 to 10 minutes time to answer questions or maybe take a break, and then we will be coming back and doing more things. So let me just see the Slido questions that are there, and till then, if some of you want to take a break, you can do that as well, and then I will be, or else if you want to stay back and listen to the Q&As, you are most welcome to do that as well. Just put one if everyone is okay with this particular thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the timer. I'm going to have questions for 10 minutes. And if anyone who wants to come, we will be continuing this session anyways. We'll be continuing this session. But for 10 minutes, I want to answer some of your questions that are coming in the chat and about our initiatives that are there. How can we help you more in your journey? Right? Just put one if everyone is okay with that. The masterclass will continue till 1 p.m. Dubai time, 2:30 p.m. India time. So we'll be doing that. Okay. So now Slido questions are coming up. So Shivraj, I'm not sure if you're there in the call. He's asking about the challenge. Uh, by the way, people who are listening to me online, how many of you are part of the GITEX AI challenge that we are currently running? Today is the day 7. I know some of the familiar faces here who are part of the challenge, GITEX challenge. So amazing. I can see a lot of people, Junu, Barry, Raman. So Shivraj is one of the challenge participants. He's asking, what are the most creative or impactful AI projects you have seen in the 8-day challenge, and what made them stand out? Right. So this is something that I am getting my question. Again, I'm getting something in the chat. I respect all of you. Please put your questions on Slido. I am putting the Slido link again here, Mr. Roser. Because there are a lot of people who have asked the questions in the chat bot, on the chat. I will not be able to take it because we have people on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. So please put your question on Slido, put your name, and people who don't have a question as well, like Krishna, Sushant, you can go to the Slido link and you can upvote your question. And that will also help me to select the top questions. So not only asking the question, but also upvoting the question. So let me just quickly share my screen. And this is an initiative that I have learned from my mentors. But the only commitment is I want serious people. Last time what happened, and this is very unprofessional, someone was misusing this and writing false words. against the community and against me. I had to disable the chat anyways, because if the community is not supporting us, that is the reason why now I'm going to do very limited sessions, only invite only sessions, because if you do something free a lot of people misuse it, and lot of people, they want to just break your momentum. So I request people, if you really want me to continue this, these Slido questions are something that I'm going to share only in the calls and not publicly. So please use this, put in your questions every week. I'm trying to put this Slido link, as you can see here. I get bombarded by questions on my LinkedIn, on my WhatsApp. Everyone asks me questions, and I cannot answer everyone. I'm a human. Till now, I'm not an AI. I cannot go and I cannot answer everyone. Any answer that I want to do, I want to do it by myself. It takes time and effort. So that is the reason why I'm putting everyone on Slido. You can go to Slido and you can upvote your question. If you don't even have any question, upvote questions like I like Shivraj's question, I like Vignesh question, I like Uzair's question. So just do a thumbs up. That will help us as well. Every week we are doing this. Cool. So the creative project that Shivraj's question, to answer it quickly, is I really, the me as well as the judges really like projects that people are passionate about. Like suppose you are passionate, Shashant is passionate about something, it can be in his field of work, or his something regarding sustainability, or something that he is passionate about, and he is building a project to actually solve that problem. These are some of the, because it comes from the heart, right? When he's explaining the video, when he's building something, he's adding his domain knowledge, he's talking about why am I creating this, because in our document we ask this, what are you trying to solve, what are the things that you're trying to do. So these are some of the projects that stand out. We don't go with very fancy UI UX if the problem is not personal. Like we had one student, Pooja, who did not join this time. She was the winner of last time for the third winner. She had elderly parents in her hometown, and she created an app to support her parents. I'm sure many of you remember that, to support her parents in reminding them for medicines or doing any specific help to the elderly using AI. This project really touched many of our hearts, because this is a real problem that we are seeing. We have a lot of elderly population, all of our parents are getting old, and we are not there. We are moving away because of economics, because of work. We cannot be there with them for all the time, right? I also feel guilty. My parents are alone in my hometown, which it's something that we have to try to build technology that can help them as well. So these type of projects really come out, where you're doing something more for passion. If it is something that you have domain expertise, and you're doing something about passion. So I hope Shivraj, you got an idea, and you're listening to us, so thank you for your question. Vignesh is also asking a question about, based on my experience, which AI agent framework, again he's asking about AI agent framework, do you think is best for running autonomous agents in the cloud? So when, if you have decided that you want to run autonomous AI agents in the cloud, then there is an amazing framework that we also cover in our AI residency in the coming weeks, is called Crew AI. Just the Vignesh, if you're there in the call, CREWAI. So please do research on that. That is the most used one that is there. Okay, cool. Thank you for this question as well. Then we have a question again. We have a question from Kuldeep. What prevents LLMs from sending? Okay, so this is a very good question Kuldeep is asking, and let me repeat this question for all of you. Uh, what prevents companies, what prevents especially LLMs? This is more about guardrails. I'll first just tell Kuldeep's question is asking is a very good question. What prevents LLMs from sending corporate enterprise data to the LLM owners so that they can create, store it for the future use or further train? So there is an option when you're using any APIs. There is an option to, for especially for corporate users, enterprise users, that don't use my data for training, keep our data only for internal use. There is a guardrail switch that is there. even for your open AI, the chat GPT that you are using, you have an option in the settings to go and unselect that don't use my data for training. So as a user, you have that option, but they don't tell you physically, they don't tell you, they don't make you aware about these things. So your data is getting used, but you have an option to stop it. There are guardrails to set it that you can use my data for processing, for real-time inferencing, but don't store my data. The data that you are storing can only be stored for my use, for whatever I am doing. It can be on memory, it can be on a history, but it cannot be used for you to take that learning and train it. Because you have to make that clear, because end of the day, open AI and all these LLMs, they are using your behavior reinforcement learning to take it further and to start learning about these particular concepts that are there. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Kuldeep. There are guardrails. I see a lot of questions that are coming in. We have 1 minute right now, and someone was asking me about AI residency, right? Someone was asking me about AI residency. AI residency, the cohort is starting on November 8th. So, and let me just put in the chat here as well. So this particular thing is starting on 8th of November. The cohorts, we have an amazing scholarship opportunity right now. So people, just if you are interested, just put in your form. We just need 4 details from you: your name, email ID, and why do you want to join this. And the team will reach out to you as well. And if you want to avail the scholarships, you will get all the details there as well. So I will be talking a little bit more about it in couple of minutes as well when we do the next Q&A round. So this is the link. Some of you were asking this about this, and we will be talking about this. So regarding yeah, just put in the Slido link if you have any other questions. I have a lot of things that are coming on the chat. I will try to answer everything possible. I will also save the chat and reach out to every one of you. But the best thing is to put it on Slido. So I'll just repeat and I'll put the Slido link again here, and then we will be moving to the next part. So now we will be opening the coding part, and then we will be opening the Q&A again. We'll be opening the Q&A again in a couple of minutes. Let me just stop the timer. And let me pin myself. Everyone is back from the break. Can we now move? Just put one if you can move to the next session. Yes. Try to put the questions that are, we will take all the questions that are there in Slido in the next, we'll do one more Q&A in half an hour for 10 minutes with the timer. I will try to answer as many questions in the 10 minutes, and then we'll move to the next section. Just put one if you can, if I have a permission to start with the next session, that is the next. Thank you for confirming. Thank you for confirming, everyone. So how many of you attended our last hackathon that we did? Just put one in the chat. I know some of you have already built your own application. So just put attended, just put A if you attended the last hackathon that we did in last Sunday, where we built a simple RAG application. Just put A. I know Kuldeep attended. I'm not sure about Himanshu and others. Krishna attended. Ramant attended. I'm not sure about others. Just put A. People who attended, just put A so I get an idea other than these people. So amazing, amazing. A lot of people are putting on LinkedIn that they attended. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed, for confirming. So last session, especially why I did this hackathon is a lot of people here, they are not able to build their own solutions because of lack of awareness or lack of time. So what I did is I made them do it live on the call. I gave them access. Let me share my screen if you guys can. Just put one in the chat. Just put one in the chat. Zoom has done some changing. Can you see my camera as well? Can you see my camera when I'm sharing the screen? Can you see my face when I'm sharing the screen? You can see my face, right? There are some settings nowadays in it is changing in this thing that you cannot. But anyways, so we did this hackathon in the last session. Any one of you remember this? Lot of people who attended the last hackathon. It was a 2 hours live hackathon that we did as a part of the challenge, the GITEX challenge that we are running, where I told people, and I will share this link with you, how to build this. I end to end in matter of 1.5 hours. We had around 80 people who joined us across all the platforms, and you will not believe that 15 people, 1 5, actually made it, and some of them they were using Python for the first time, and they understood what has happened. Then they tried to put everything together, and at least they replicated this. I will not say that some of them actually customized this. People who already know about coding, they also customized it with their own application. But I was very happy that out of 80 people, 15 people, so approximately 25 people actually built it in 2 hours, and I was giving them time to build it. So how many of you attended this? Just put A if you remember. Juno is telling it was an amazing. Just put in the chat, because it took a lot of effort to do that, and there was some bad incident as well, because there were some people, kids, they were making some noise. But other than that, I really enjoyed it, because for me, 15 people actually doing this whole end-to-end project in a time of 2 hours, and some of them were completely new, was because for me it is, if my students are able to replicate things, end of the day, you all of you are listening to me, it is very good. I'm thankful for you that you guys are giving my time. Still have approximately 21 people listening to me on a Saturday. It's already 1 hour 15 minutes, so thank you for that. And it is important. And these hackathons are also good, because you actually build something yourself. So, and this is just a glimpse of what we do on our AI residency program. So people who are there, don't worry if you have missed this. In our AI residency, we make you do these things. We make you build applications. And the good thing about AI residency, because it's a small cohort of 10 people or 8 to 10 people, I don't take more than that. I make sure everyone does it. If some people are facing issues, I stay back till the end of the class and make everyone duplicate it, at least do it by themselves, show me in the screen, and then only we try to disperse the class. That is what I do, because end of the day, all of us listen, that is good, knowledge is good, but if you don't apply the knowledge and don't do it by yourself, Kuldeep, will you also agree with me? Kuldeep, before he was a little hesitant, but now he's actually able to see what is happening. It takes time. Some of you are fast learners, some of you us are not that fast learners. So everyone, it takes time, but try to experiment. And that's the reason why I call ourselves as builders. We all are builders. We need to build these things. So if only few of you have attended, please try to attend these type of hackathons, our residency program, if you actually want to build these things by ourselves. So if I go here in this code, I will just quickly tell you this. I will not going to make this do again, because it's going to take 2 hours, but I will do a short form of this. I will just explain you what all is this. This is a system prompt. So this is basically this application that we have designed. If anyone wants to summarize in the chat, what did this application do? Miss Juno, you want to put in the chat, what did this experiment, what did this application do? Or Kuldeep or anyone who attended the session, and then I will take it further. This what this did is amazing. So someone on LinkedIn is telling it is a insurance bot for your app. Yes, correct. So just to show you again, this is just to give a 2-minute summary of this application. This is a application that we have connected. So it was working. What happened? Restarting. Okay, this, it is restarting. Sorry for that, because I'm opening it after 3 days. So it went into hibernation mode. So I'm starting this application again. If you can see, it is starting. So it is rerunning the whole application again. It will take 1 minute. Till then, I will just tell you what this did. It is an insurance bot. Juno is telling very simple. It's an insurance bot which is answering questions from an insurance document that I have put it in their database. So it is answering questions from my data only, from my, because all of us have insurance policies. Just put one in the chat if you have insurance policy, yes, no, then you will be able to get the pain point of this application. How many of you here have an insurance? So this is, yeah, so what I did, this is one of the I changed my logo live in the class. I changed my name, Jaitek channel. So suppose I have a list of common questions. So what benefits are covered under the policy? Any one of you who have a policy, if you have taken it, there is a 50 pages terms and conditions of your policy. It can be a company policy, it can be a health policy, it can be an insurance policy. No one has time to read everything step by step. So what we do is, this is a very good application for you to build, for even for yourself or your company, to put it together. What are the benefits covered under this policy? Because the policy, everyone knows it is unique to you. Everyone agrees? Every policy is unique to you. Yes, no? Amazing, amazing. Thank you for confirming, Krishna. So I create a very basic application with an FAQ, or you type your own questions and you get this answer according to you. This is what the project was there. How we built it, the steps that are there, you can go to the recording. You can see that later as well. The information is available in our AI residency and in our AI guild as well, in our AI builder as well. So all these are our paid programs. You will get the recordings as well. So what we are doing is, this is a system prompt. We are using two keys here. We are using a Pinecone vector database. We are using an OpenAI key. Our data is stored, the PDF or document and the logo is stored in this data folder. We are using this embedding model, text embedding model in GPT-4o mini, and we are running a very, very basic structure. I told you the dimensions are 1536, and then what we are doing is, we are just uh, doing the whole process that I explained in the diagram in simple Python code, where we're first doing the chunking, then doing the embedding, then putting everything together. We have a top K here, the top K search that I mentioned, and these are the FAQs that I have added, the extra FAQs that you saw. You can change it according to your document. And this is the beautification, the title, the terms, the text, the logo. You can spend time, and I used the help of AI to do the front end part, the CSS part, because it takes a lot of time in writing this code. This is a 125 lines code, but if you see, the CSS part is almost one fourth of the code, or more than that is just the UI and UX part, which I used AI to do that for me. Other than that, it is some basic FAQs and some basic system prompt that is there. And I gave a persona to the system bot called Aisha. So that is something that you need to think about. So this is what we built. Today, what I will show you is how to get started. How to get started, we will show you with this simple notebook regarding this. And I will be giving you all this to start with for today's session, because I want to all of you to at least start running this and understand what is happening. You can also try to replicate the same thing as well. I've given you the link, and now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to run a small thing in front of you. What I promised all of you to do that in this session, where we promised you to run this 5 lines of code. But the end result for all of you after this session is to try to replicate and build something bigger. But it all starts with a small step. So if people who are listening to the call, who want to make applications like that, then try to be part of our programs that are there, where we go a little bit details and deep as well, for you to explore and experiment quickly. Today I will quickly, in today's call we have 35 minutes left, 40, we will try to do this, where I will try to explain you a very basic simple RAG application in 5 lines of code that is here. So first is this part. So for this, what we are going to use is Collab notebook. I'll be sharing you this, all of you, this Collab notebook. Whoever attended this session, whoever registered, I'll be emailing you this Collab notebook link. You can do that. So first thing, as we know, we need to pip install Llama Index. What is Llama Index? Anyone can put in the chat. What is Llama Index here? Amazing. Llama Index, yes. Thank you, Ahmed. Llama Index is a framework. Thank you. Thank you for listening, Ahmed. And thank you all the old people there on LinkedIn. I can see Mishti. Mishti is also one of our winners of the last challenges. Thanks a lot, Mishti, for joining in from LinkedIn. So SDK, Llama Index is an SDK. It contains 300 packages, not 300, to be exact, approximately 200 plus packages together. It is an SDK which see now it is asking me to restart because this is a big SDK. It is downloading so many packages along with it. So you don't need to manually install OpenAI. You don't need to manually install different packages. It is like an SDK, software development kit that we are using to do that. But it takes time. You need to restart once, as you can see here. Be patient because this is not only one package. It is a list of 100 packages. You can see this SQL, TickTickTon, TQDM, typing extension, OpenAI, Llama Cloud, all these things are getting installed. It is not that Llama Index is a magic. Llama Index is not a magic. Llama Index is just putting everything together and running it. For this, you require your OpenAI key. So make sure that you have an OpenAI key here. In the live hackathon, I gave away free OpenAI keys as well for people to test out that application. But here you need to get your own OpenAI key. You just need to put $5 in that, and then you can use the magic. So my OpenAI key is registered here. My Llama Index is registered here. Now I need to run these 5 lines of code. So first thing is data. I need to put the data here. So for data, if you see, there is a folder here called this yellow folder. I right click here. I do, everyone can see, I do a new folder. And in this new folder, I will not put in the sample folder. I'll put it outside. Sorry for that, new folder. And I'm going to put here data. Okay, now this is my data folder. So inside my data folder, I need to put the as I was mentioning you, I'm going to put the Paul Graham essay that I was talking about here. So let me just don't say. Now what I will do is how you can get the data. You can go to upload file. You let me just search for Paul. Just give me 1 second. Just put in the Slido if there is any question. Let me just get the document and then Paul. By the way, the document is there on the GitHub. I will be sharing you the document as well. I'm just getting the document for you. I just migrated my some of my files because it was too much here. But anyways, I'm putting the data here and I will share it. So now coming to this, let me share my screen. So I will be putting this on GitHub. When I share you this code, you will get this as well. Don't worry. Both the things you'll get. So I have this book. This is Paul Graham. If you can see, it's a paulgraham.txt. I have put it inside the data folder. So now my data is ready. Now, what we need to do is we are running these 5 lines of code. First, what we are doing is we are getting the support helper functions for vector store and simple directory reader. And I explained you multiple times what it is. Then we are loading the data with second line of code. Ideally, this is the first line of code. This is the helper function. This is the almost first line of code. Then we are doing the indexing. For indexing, can anyone tell which embedding I'm using? Let me see how many of you have listened to me earlier. Which embedding I'm using here, guys? Before, in the previous code, in the advanced code, I had written in details, but this is a beginner level code. So I'm just writing OpenAI here. So I'm just writing OpenAI here, but for people who are from the beginner level code, you will be able to get this. Okay. Then what LLM I'm using here, guys? Anyone wants to tell me which LLM I'm using? Because end of the day, if you go back here, all these steps are happening here. If I go back here in this diagram, all these steps are happening here. In this 5 lines of code, first of all, my data is getting loaded. OpenAI is doing the indexing, and OpenAI is also doing the LLM part. But in these 5 lines of code, all this whole RAG application is happening. Why I wanted to show you all of this today is for you to get into more about This. So I will show you. Can anyone tell me which LLM are we using here? Just put in the chat. Someone has responded on LinkedIn. I want someone from Zoom also to respond. Amazing, amazing, amazing. OpenAI LLM, because OpenAI is the default one that we are using. So very good, because we are using the OpenAI key. Very good observation. So here we don't need to take stress of anything else. Everyone, even who's new to Python, who has never coded, can run this code. You just need to make sure you have connected your OpenAI key here, and you have taken this. Response is equal to query engine. The query is, I'm asking the document, what is this document about? What is this document about? That is it. So when I run this code, it will take couple of seconds because it is going retrieving the information, getting back the information. It is going to take some second. It is doing everything, all the steps together. It is doing the indexing part. It is doing the storing it in the temporary vector database, all the things together. That's the reason why it is taking time. Is it efficient? No, not at all. But it is a good way of the most simplified way of telling it. The document provides a personal narrative of my mentor, Mr. Paul Graham's experience transitioning from academia to pursuing art, specifically focusing on the time at RSDI, whatever it is. You can read it later. So this is what is the function. Now, there are a lot of other things that we discuss in our AI residency. I don't want to talk about it right now. How I want to convert this into a into an application. Right now, I have ran this. This is our core. How many of you here have heard about Gradio? Just put one in the chat. So Gradio is a front end which does everything properly for us. So this application that I've asked here, what is this document about? I want to create this in a Gradio application. Very simple. I just want to put it into a Gradio. This is a CSS code that is there that you can use. You can use the help of AI to do that. I have done RAG application using Llama Index. This is the thing that I have done, and I have the same code that I have written on top. I have converted it, and I have added the UI UX component. So we in the maybe if I get time in the next master class, we cover this in very much detail in AI residency. But today I will not be able to go so deep. But I just wanted to show all of you, and all of you can test this application. So what I have built, very simple application. You all of you will be able to see this. So now, if I ask, what is this document about? This looks a very simple. I have not used too much CSS here because this is a very quick short application for you. Just so this is working, all of you can see that. Just I want all of you in the chat to try this application yourself. I have put on the chat, can any one of you open this, ask your questions, and put 1 if it is working, and 0 if you are facing issues. So I will move to the next part. Open this link. All of you can open this Gradio link. In few lines of code, what I have done, I have created this RAG application which is connected to my PDF document of my mentor, and the answers are coming that all of you can see. Amazing, amazing. I see a lot of people on LinkedIn saying yes. Let me just confirm. Just put in the chat if all of you can see this. I'll put this on LinkedIn as well. Amazing, amazing. A lot of old people are joining, so I'm very thankful to all of you for coming into the session and being part of this amazing event. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, thank you. Just from Zoom, anyone is working for all of you? Amazing. So is this interesting? Today you learned how to build a simple RAG application, very simple one, but this is what we can do and try to explain. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to stop sharing, and I'm going back to Slido question. Please stay back till the end if you really want all your questions to get answered. We will still continue because there are a lot of questions that are there. We have a lot of people who are joining in for the challenge as well. A lot of people who are joining in for AI residency as well. So I am going to again take the next round of questions. Can I have the approval of all of you? Please stay back and take because some of the questions that I answer is some of the questions that might be on your mind and you're not able to ask it. So please stay back and we try to take these questions that are there. If and we will continue after 10 minutes for the other part that I have to discuss. So Mariam is asking me this amazing question, because thank you, Mariam, for joining this. She is asking this question, Mariam and Mansoori. Mariam, if you're there in the call, thank you for this question. She's asking, tell me more about AI residency. So how many of you, okay, are you guys, okay, I just want to know from the audience, how many of you don't know about AI residency? Put 1 if you know about AI residency, 0 if you don't know about AI residency. Because I have been doing this this is the 8th cohort, so I'm sure most of the people in the community already know about it. So there are a lot of zeros. So can I just take your permission for 2 minutes to explain you AI residency, if you guys don't mind? Can I take your permission for the older folks especially? And you can be the brand ambassador for this program, and what we are trying to do in this program. So I'll just share my screen. Mariam, if you're there in the call, thank you for your question. And if you don't know about AI residency, this is my very passionate project that I started. I have been mentoring for the last 8 years. I have taught data science, in data engineering, data analysis. I have been doing this for a lot of years. And what I feel that every college, I'm not competing with Mabuzai or the big AI colleges or the who have a lot of money. What I'm doing is I'm trying to create a platform for applied learning. Whatever I told you, how I explained it, I hope all of you got value out of it, some value out of it. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to because it takes a lot of time to build these programs. We do 20 master classes, we go into details, we do these type of workshops, we do live hackathons, so many things we do together to make you guys learn the foundations in this program. So this is a 6 months program wherein people come and explore everything that is under the radar, not only about the cool stuffs but also the foundations. So this is what we do. Our next cohort is starting on 8. Go to the website I was just mentioning before the call. I hope you were there in the call. You can just go and submit your interest. Ask if you have any questions. You can send me a DM. You can show your interest by sharing us your 4 details. And not so now we are also giving you access to our 2 programs as well, AI for executives and our AI builder program, other than this AI residency as well. So you will get all this information in this website. This is our 8th cohort. So I think in this call, I have people from cohort 7, from cohort 6, from cohort 5. You can ask any one of them about this program. And this is something that I am investing a lot of my time and energy to make this program most up to date. Remove. So how many of you know about Pareto principle? Just put 1 in the chat. How many of you know about Pareto principle? We have Barry from cohort 3. Thank you, Barry. So my work is to identify the top 20% of the things that you need to know. So people who don't know Pareto principle, it is a very good principle about 20-80. 20-80. So doing the 20% of the work so that you get 80% of the returns or value. This is what Pareto principle, and this is the principle of life as well. Because even me, I don't know more than 30%, I will say less, about the whole AI ecosystem. And this is the reality. There are a lot of people who tell you they know 100%. No one knows 100%. No one can know 100%. It is so huge. Not one individual, not one human can know 100% of AI. Maximum, the some of the researchers like Jeffrey Hilton, he may know 60 to 70%, but average is around 30 to 20% experts. But the problem is how the newcomers will know about this. So my work goes in identifying the top 20% for all of you to focus on and learn, apply, and repeat. You need to be very understand this 20% very well. Then only you will be able to get 80% of the value. This is where I come into the picture. Everything that I'm sharing with all of you is available completely for free. You go to Coursera, you go to MIT, you go to Google, you'll get a holistic knowledge about the whole ecosystem. Everyone is selling you their platform, everyone is selling you their product. That's okay. But my work is to identify this 20% for you. Where the cohort one that started, the cohort 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 all have something or the other different. The first 10 classes are almost the same because they are foundations. But other than that, I keep changing it because I don't want people to waste time in understanding unnecessary topics that they will not use more. It is good to know, but for me, if I want to only, this is what I try to learn. So many of the people ask that why you keep changing your schedules or your programs structure. The first 10 I don't change. The first 10 I may interchange, move plus minus, but those concepts are there. I may remove some, I may add some, but other than after the 10th I keep adding. So slowly I am adding about RAG. I am now going to add more modules on RAG because RAG is important. There are different, like some of you attended. How many of you attended our multimodal RAG workshop that we did last week? Just put one in the chat. So this is a RAG concept, but we had multimodal, wherein just put one in the chat, then I can take further. But anyway, sorry, Mariam, I'm going off track. But this is what AI residency is. Anyone who's serious to really learn from an expert, me or someone else, take an advice of an expert, join a cohort, join a program, and learn with them. If you really want to learn, if you just want to have an entertainment, then you have YouTube and you have Coursera. But if you really want to learn, this is a very good platform. I have taken everything. You can go here. Even if you don't want to join our cohort now, go to this website, bookmark this website, and keep looking at it every week, because I keep changing these things. Someone, Vignesh, if you remember, if you're there in the call, you were asking about Crew AI. Remember, Vignesh, if you're there in the call, some of you who were there, he was asking about which is the best multi-agent framework. You have it here, Crew AI. If you don't want to go through my residency, you can see what all I mentioned here, and then Google about it and read it. There are, and you also, we have a self-paced recordings of a lot of things that are there. You can go to the website. You can see we have not only me, we have multiple mentors, global mentors. You can see an amazing portfolio and comments from few of our cohort 1, cohort 2, and older folks. We have master classes from other industry leaders as well. Positive testimonials. Everyone who has joined the program, if they have given time and commitment, they have really enjoyed. Some of them got busy in their job or some accidents or something, they could not continue, but they have shifted to the next cohort. But who have given time and effort and who have really enjoyed. Everyone has really enjoyed this program. We go through various frameworks. We have multiple things that are there here, speakers. We are part of the UAE government as well. You can see some success cases that people have shared on their LinkedIn when they receive the certifications. Next week we are again going to do the certification for the last cohorts that are there, the cohort 4 and previous cohort. We are going to do the ceremony as well, and that's it. And you can also look at some of the videos of our past winners. Some of them could physically come to our event, like Mr. If I can, I'm not sure if I can play this video, but so if you, I will just pause the video. So he attended one of our events. We keep doing our physical events. I'm not sure if you're there in the call. We try to facilitate all our people by giving certificates on the main stage and then getting their experience that are there. So you can look at all those things and then decide that is there. I think scholarships are just put in the form. We will scholarships are still available. But if you here I have, the team has not yet updated it. So I hope I answered your question, Mariam. Now we will move to the next question, that is regarding, let me just refresh. Guys, please upvote the question so that I can take the relevant questions. And I think we are just 30 seconds more that are there. Okay, someone is asking about what type of AI projects stand out most of the recruiters. So last question that I can take for Kritika about the recruiters. The same thing that I told you about recruiters as well, that what is the passion project that you are doing? Something, see, the thing is projects, many people are building projects, but how you are documenting the projects are also important. So Kritika, to answer you, what types of AI project stands out to most of the recruiters, is first thing is you need to put your project in a proper GitHub with a proper documentation. You need to give a proper video about what problem you're trying to solve, and you need to talk about that project in your social media, as well as when you're writing the cover letter to that recruiter. Tell them that I have built this XYZ project and whatever it is, and then take it further. Right. And that is what stands out to recruiter. And one more thing that I wanted to tell everyone in the call: resumes are gone. So if you still feel that resumes are something that you will impress and recruiter with, gone are the days. What you need to do is create a good cover letter, create a good share it on your social media what projects you are building. Recruiters look at those things and come. Even in our community, what happens, and many of the challenge participants that are here, in the previous challenges, they have done an amazing job. They have shared it in the social media as well as in the LinkedIn community group. Some of the recruiters or some of the community members who are looking to hire interns, they looked at their profile and they hired them. So that is the reason why I'm telling that you need to show your projects, what you're doing, because recruiters nowadays, I have a lot of recruiter people who are recruiting right now. There is a huge gap. They want to hire employees. They say that, Mohammed, please help me, because when they put a job on LinkedIn, they have 1,000+ applications, and no one has the time to go for 1,000+ people. So what they are doing two things right now, and I have suggested them to do that, because I also don't have the time to filter out the proper resumes and everything, because I have other responsibilities, and all of you know how busy we are. So what I have done is I have told them to use the Discord channel, for the community members to use the open to work, where you put in your profile, and the recruiters who are looking, I just tell them to go and look at Discord and hire, because individually I cannot vet or I cannot share. I do that for my AI residents as much as possible. For all my AI residents, I make sure I share their updated profile with all the people who are recruiting. They are at my top of my uh, list, because they have been part with me for 20 weeks. They have gone through the program, they are certified, and if they are certified, I know that they know stuffs and they have the ability to shine in any company and any business. So I can recommend them. For the others who are there in the call and who cannot be part of our programs, you have Discord, and you have to fight your own battle. So that is the reason I have created a platform for everyone to use. But all of you understand that I can only work closely with people who are part of our AI residency program, who I know for 20 weeks, who have seen, then only I can recommend, because end of the day it is about my credibility as well. I cannot just refer anyone that I don't know personally. So now, any other questions that we are getting? Any questions regarding the challenge that we are doing right now? If there are, we have couple of minutes more. If I wish wanted to tell everyone about two things that are happening. Just put one in the chat. If how many of you are from the UAE in this group? Just put one if you're in the UAE. Okay, great. So now, yes, so now what I'm going to do is I want to share with all of you this link here. For the people, especially who are in the UAE, we will just give me 2 minutes and then I will come to another questions. So in the UAE, this is the Luman, this is our link, event link that we do, physical events. So as we know, we are also an events company. We do a lot of events. And events, personally, why I do events is I get to meet a lot of people. Online is good, but physical meetings are the best. When you meet people physically, you get to know them better. You get to get another type of bonding that happens. So these are our events that are there. All these events, if you see, pre-GITEX meetup is happening on Monday. We have, if October is, we have more than 6 to 7 events that we are having, because it is the event season. We are going to meet a lot of people. So please try to come in these events. If you're interested, register in these events. Some events are not open for developers and students, like Majlis, Mixer. These are only for business professionals and senior folks. But the other ones that you can see, like pre-GITEX meetup, coffee meetups, uh, business and professional meetups are open to everyone. Even our cohort, AI residency cohort 8 information is available here as well, November 8th. You can also register here and show your interest. So these are for the people who are here as well. We do physical meetups very often, and it's a very good opportunity to meet fellow community members as well. So again, that scribbling is happening, but anyways, cool. So now, uh, amazing. Any more questions? Let me take few more questions on Slido, and officially we will, if people want to leave, they can leave. Our officially session is over. I am going to take questions. I'm going to be in this room for the next 9 minutes, 58 seconds that are there. And let me just make sure that, amazing. So Slido, let me put the link of Slido again, and then we will be taking questions from Slido if there is any. Okay, so now I think we have, amazing. Oh, cool. Let me just, no problem, no problem. Now I know. Okay, now I know. Okay, cool. So if guys, thank you very much for being part of this session. If there are no more questions, there are, what I am doing, I had two things. Two things I wanted to tell. I have disabled the chat for now, and you people are not able to chat and for now. But what I will recommend all of you to go to this. Tomorrow we are having a career talk that is open for public. There we will trying to do a we'll be trying to do a demo session. So people who are part of the challenge, you can join this session, and you will be able to do the specific demo. If you are part of the challenge, register for this. The team will reach out to you, and then we'll be able to do this particular thing that is there. So great. And if there are any more questions, all of you have the Slido link already with you. You can go to the Slido link and ask a specific question. I hope all of you enjoyed the session, and a lot of people who are asking about AI residency on the social media platform. Let me just look at LinkedIn and just try to look if anyone has any specific questions on LinkedIn, and we will be taking the questions there as well. So people are asking about how much scholarship are you giving. So regarding scholarship, you apply. Scholarships are mainly, we look into everyone's profile. If you are a student, we are able to give the scholarship. If we look at it, it's case to case basis, but we do a generous scholarship of more than 50%, sometimes more than that as well, depending upon the situation. So there is no fixed rate or fixed number that we are seeing. So that is what we do. Please reach out. We don't want money to be one of the reasons for you not to learn and be part of the program. We look at the person, we look at the passion of the person, and then we are able to approximately tell them that you can pay back later. Like you can give a small amount now once you get a good opportunity, but it really depends how we know him. If he is a very new person, we don't know or we don't have his knowledge about him, then we make that decision. I hope I answered your question. And just apply there. The team will reach out to you in the form. There is no cost to show interest. There is no cost to show interest. And I will tell you, the people who have joined AI residency, our cohorts that are there, they have been knowing me for the last 1 year, 1.5 years. It's not that you just jump into a call and I sell you a service in the end of the call. No, they have been following me for the last 1.5 years. They have been following my work and what I have been doing, and then only they get associated in our programs. So it is not something quick that is happening. It is a long journey. So you are in for it. Someone is asking about AI Guild. One person has asked the question. I'm not sure in the if you're there in the chat. He is asking about uh, AI Guild. I don't talk much about AI Guild nowadays. It is something that we are there. So now I have to just give me 1 minute. Let me just. Amazing. So AI Guild is one of our other communities that are there. And let me just. Yeah, thank you for that. So AI Guild is there. I'll just share the link of AI Guild. I'm just muting this channel right now for Slido. Thank you, everyone. If there are, just go to AI Guild, just go to nas.io/AI Guild, and you will be able to specifically. Okay. Thank you very much. And yeah, let me just share in the chat. Yes. Thank you very much. A lot of people on LinkedIn are telling thank you. Thank you for everything. Uh, Cool. So when is going to be the next hackathon? So the next hackathon is going to be in a specific, when we are doing the specific challenge. I'm not sure about that. It depends upon any specific uh, organizers who are asking us to do challenges. Generally, we do challenges when we have a collaboration. Like right now, we have a collaboration with Jitex. So we are doing that specific challenge with Jitex. The next challenge I'm planning, how many of you are interested to do a challenge on LinkedIn? Just put in the WhatsApp group. Maybe I'm going to do a challenge on LinkedIn or a building application challenge. So this is our platform. These are our challenges. And for people who are, just for the people who are listening to me on other platforms, and who are new to the community, uh, we have a one free challenge that we are doing. This challenge is about knowing how to get your journey started. So I will just, for the people who are new to this community who don't know about us, please do this. So let me just quickly share my screen in 1 minute. We have 3 minutes to take our questions, and let me just share you this because I some people are confused about AI Guild and other things. So let me just quickly share you this challenge as well. So what we do in AI residency in our whole community is, let me just share my screen. Just put one if you can see my link. Everyone, just put one if you can see. No, you cannot chat. I have disabled the chat because of some reasons. But anyways, yeah, on LinkedIn and on this thing, you just put your just put in the chat. Yeah, so this is our platforms. So we have a free community that all of you are part of. We have a free community. So in free community, you will see there are a lot of things that we have some products and courses. We have around 40 plus products and courses. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. You need to look into this. So we have resources, we have recordings that are there. 1 second, let me just disable annotation. Disable annotation. Okay, cool. So now we have these many resources. Cool. So we have some free resources, we have some paid resources. So you can have a look at these resources that are there. I'll be sharing you this link. You can play around with this link. Then we have this, we give lot of value in our free community. So all of you who are here are part of a free community. Then what we have is we have our challenges. Challenges is the next step. Challenges are actually paid, but we have given to our partners, especially the schools and colleges, for free. So you have all the access that is there in the free community. You have some challenge videos and everything. And challenges are one of the best things that you can do in our community. Then we have an AI Guild. AI Guild is for a small fee. You get access to live workshops and everything that is there in the free community. We have 50% off for the challenges, as well as we have lot of free recordings. We have around 40 plus free recordings, 400 plus hours of content. So if anyone who wants to just see some of these recordings, you will be able to see. But some of the AI residency and LinkedIn things that are there, they are paid. but the general videos, we have approximately 40 plus videos and resources are free. Then after the AI Guild, the second layer is our AI Residency. AI Residency is our main flagship program. Everything in AI Guild, all the content, small cohort of 8 to 10 people, 20 master classes, weekly workshops, free challenge accesses, and one-to-one mentoring. This is what we do for our AI Residency students that are there. This is something that we do. We have AI for builders and AI for executives. So totally we do these things. So this is what is DDS Academy. So thank you everyone for joining and for all your amazing participation. Thank you, and keep coming to our events, keep engaging, and thank you for all your amazing questions. I have still 14 questions in the chat. I will be looking at these questions. I will trying to answer. I'll be trying to make a recording for this. Thank you everyone for being part of this amazing event, and see you in the other side. Can you guys switch on your camera for one photo, if you don't guys mind? For everyone who can switch on the camera for one good memory. So you all stayed for 2 hours, so I really want to respect all of you. Thank you, Barry. Thank you. I know I am. It's nice to be there. Anyone else? Kuldeep. Amazing, amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me just take a screenshot. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to switch on the camera before I take a screenshot? Michael, Mohammed Hamdan, Humaid, Atif, Aswani, Ramant, if you're comfortable. I'll just count of three. One, wait, 1 second. Let me off the timer. Timer off. Okay. No one is switching on. Everyone is on mobile. Bye-bye.